This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Here is your instant reaction for the Astros losing to the Los Angeles Angels tonight, summed up in 2 words. That sucked. Hello, and welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast this evening. I am Michael Connor. Thank you for stopping by and watching if you're live. Spend some time with us on Saturday night. If you're watching later on, we appreciate you as well. Pretty easy to tune out what the Astros did at the plate and go watch something else in terms of football being on and whatnot, but I do appreciate you guys being here. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. All right. What are we walking out of this one talking about more than anything else?
This is what you'll be talking about.
And let me just pull up the old box score here and tell you what we're going to be talking about. I don't know. The Astros having 7 hits in the game and scoring 1 run. You know, a night after they didn't score barely at all. 2 runs the night before. Let's just go through this homestand real quick. Now, look. They've played 5 games on it. They've won 3 of them so far. Okay. They still have to win 2 more games in this series. Have to against the Angels. They got to win the next 2, period. But in this series, they've scored, or this homestand, excuse me, they've scored 1 run, 4, 2, and 1. Not a lot of runs. We've talked extensively about the offensive issues. And yes, we're going to talk about the bullpen late in a minute. But when you get 8 opportunities with runners in scoring position in a game, and you go 1 for 8, guess what you're not going to do? Not going to win. Guess what happens when you leave 7 men on base in a game? Guess what you're not going to do? Probably not going to win, unless you just, actually score a bunch of runs in other situations and just leave men on. I think the frustrating thing tonight is that, look, the Astros got a starter to get work into the 7th tonight. And Spencer Arrighetti. Somebody other than Hunter Brown or Framber Valdez, and of course what Christian Javier did last night. Arrighetti battled walks all night. 5 of them. Struck out 8. After Javier gave up 0 hits last night in his 6 innings, Arrighetti gave up 1. Did have a lot of traffic again because of the walks. But your starter gave you every chance at winning tonight. And the Astros on this homestand, they put the graphic up on the broadcast, on the TV broadcast. The Astros on this homestand have been shut down by just they're major league pitchers, so they're not awful. But by major league standards, awful pitchers. Hendricks tonight entered with an ERA over 5, I believe. Everybody in the Colorado series entered with an ERA over 5. I think the only guy that was sub 5 that they've seen so far was the first game, Anderson, with the Angels. Hell, the Colorado guys were all over 6. They're just getting shut down by mediocre pitching, at best. You just go through the lineup tonight. Pena, he hasn't been unbelievable in the last few weeks. It would be nice if he got back to being like peak this year, Jeremy Pena. Jordan had a couple hits. I'm not going to complain when you get a couple hits. Altuve's been kind of blah lately overall. Correa might be getting, it's a baseball player. They peak and they slump a little bit. Correa might be going towards slump a little bit in the last few games. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say that for sure. I've been very happy. Since Carlos Correa's been back, he's led the team in almost every offensive category. Obviously outside of home runs. He's been awesome. Tonight he didn't do anything for you, though. Struck out twice. Jesus Sanchez gets your only run driven into the game. Christian Walker goes back to being Christian Walker 0 for 4. I don't know I'm going to be honest with you. I think one of the things that drive me the most nuts this year, and I know it's driving a lot of people nuts, Victor Caratini gets healthy. I'm almost at the point you play Victor Caratini every day. I am sick of watching Yainer Diaz. His at-bats are trash. He goes up there and flails at everything. When he does connect, halftime is just a roll over to third base. And behind the plate, we've not really talked about it enough this year. He's lazy. He's a lazy catcher. He is an awful defender. Teams are not afraid to run on him. He does have a strong arm, but he's got a long release, slow release. He never gets in front of the ball, blocks it. I don't know. I am so disappointed in the season that he's had overall. He got better for a minute, but I don't know, man. I had higher expectations for him this year, and it's really just, whatever. I'm at that point with him, whatever. And then Cam Smith, we know the struggles that Cam has gone through. He's been bad. And there's been a reason why he hasn't played a lot. And I don't know. It's a problem. They don't got anything to fix it right now. So can they fix it? Let's hope. But here's the number one thing out of this game tonight. You keep putting up offensive performances like this. Guess what you aren't going to do? Not going to win. For as frustrating as it was at the end of the game, where the bullpen comes out and starts to stink it up, and I say the bullpen starts to stink it up, Brian Abreu was horrendous tonight. Absolutely horrendous. For a guy that was, I think he had a 0 ERA in the month of August before tonight. 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning. I mean, just a try. But we always know the game with Brian Abreu. 1, there's always going to be traffic. 2, he loves to walk people. Those are killers. How often do those come back to bite you in the backside? It happened tonight for him. And he's responsible for the loss, basically, in terms of the runs given up. But again, I can't even get completely mad at him about it. I can't even get completely mad about his performance because, again, you're playing the Los Angeles Angels. We talked about this going into the series after the day game on, what day was that? Thursday against the Rockies. I mentioned it previewing the next series. The Angels have given up an absurd amount of runs. They've been passed up in the division by the A's. They were last. They've given up so many runs this year, and the Astros have found a way in 2 games to score 3 runs against them, against the Angels, who give them up in bunches. Just last week, they were in Arlington giving up 20 to the Rangers, who have been a horrible offensive team this year. I am the one to try to keep it as level as possible when it comes to full evaluation on where this team can go and where this team can be. But the sample size this season is large enough offensively. They're not, I always love to use the word dangerous. They're not dangerous. Can they get hot for a second? Yeah. I don't know if they're consistent enough at the plate to be a real threat. That's my biggest concern. Hope I'm wrong. Got to get tomorrow. We'll talk about that next year on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Before we get to that, though, I want to talk to you guys about your money. Most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they're worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why there's Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you put off organizing your finances, Monarch is there for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting for you. You can link all of your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, and get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. Don't let financial opportunity slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's Monarch Money, .com, code Locked On MLB for 50% off your first year. And one more message before we get back to our discussion on the Astros losing tonight, and the bats doing nothing. Are you still paying full price for gas? Well, stop. Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up the free Upside app or download the free Upside app. Download the app right now. Simply download that Upside app in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my limited time promo code SEASON and get an extra 25 cents per gallon back on your first fill up. You could make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already needed. At first, thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. Real people are getting paid to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out at any time to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card, or an Amazon and other brands as well. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now and use my limited time promo code SEASON for a limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. So the Astros lose on a Saturday night. It's a total bummer. It always stinks when we have to do it this way. But the thing is, tomorrow they cannot do this again. Talked about it already. The offense has to do more. But the bats have to absolutely have better quality at the plate, work more counts, do all those things, the little things they need to do, and score some stinking runs. Because after this series, you have the Yankees coming to town. And yes, the Yankees have been a disappointment over the last few months. But right now, they are playing better baseball. They are hot at the moment. They're going to come to town feeling good. You need to feast the next 2 days. Tomorrow, by the way, Hunter Brown's going to go for the Astros. I think the Astros should win, but with this team, you never know. They don't score runs consistently, so I can't guarantee you anything. When that game does wrap up tomorrow, make sure you come back here to this channel. Hopefully, we'll have something great to talk about. We'll talk about whatever happens on the field on this Locked On Astros Postcast. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday night. Talk to y'all again tomorrow night after Astros.